Hello, I'm back again, and this week I have something in HO scale from Athearn to take a look at. So let's go to the workbench. Alright, before we get started in earnest here, I wanted to show you some of the stuff that the model comes with. You have your little sign-up sheet thing here if you want to get on Athearn's email list. A couple of parts bags. This has your drop steps if you want to model it in the down position, and a bunch of other stuff here that are detail parts. You have your warranty card, and then this is your exploded view drawing. You can figure out where all your detail parts go with this. It has a lot of different stuff on it listed. And then you have your Economy DCC information here. Tells you all the function keys and all that. And then on the back there's just a little bit more information there. So let's look at the model itself. Okay, so this is an HO scale Athearn ready to roll SD40 with DCC and sound installed from the factory. It uses a Soundtrack's Economy decoder. And this model is available with DCC and sound as described for $199.98, or you can get just a DC version for $139.98. Athearn's website has the minimum radius listed for this locomotive at 18 inches and a recommended minimum of 22 inches. So it'll work on 18, but it'll work a lot better on 22. Let's take a much closer look at this. One of the first things you notice when you see this model is the Southern Pacific writing on the side here is a stencil font, which is accurate for this road number. And something else I've done is gone over the model with my magnifying visor and found that it has a lot of really great detail under the paint that you can see really well. The paint is done especially well. The separation lines between the red and gray are very nice, and the paint on the handrails and places like this also are really well done. And all the little warning labels, stuff like this, you can read with magnification. And another really cool thing here, as you're looking at it, is you can see these little red parts that they've picked out there. Just the overall presentation is really nice on this model. The grills also have a lot of depth to them. So just very impressive straight out of the box. I mentioned about the grills there a second ago, and looking at them, they're actually molded. But it looks like they have some kind of a paint treatment to them to give them that depth that I was talking about. Something that really stands out. And this seems to be something that a lot of manufacturers are doing these days, are this armrest. And this also has your sunshade and wind deflectors. But there's a lot of detail right in this window area that seems to be the new norm. And boy, does it look good, doesn't it? Something else really cool that a lot of manufacturers are doing are the individually applied grabs. Okay, see what I'm pointing at here? And these are fine wire grabs. They look really nice. And this particular model has stainless steel windshield wipers separately applied. Those look especially nice. Of course, you have your horn casting, which is a 3-chime horn, accurate for this. And you can't see it too well from this angle, but there's also a beacon, which we'll look at later. There's a separately applied snowplow, and then something else that's new here is they've made the hoses out of rubber so that they're a little bit more durable. It'll stand up to handling and that kind of thing without breaking. It looks outstanding. I just wanted to give you a better look at the detail around the snowplow. And you'll also notice that there's an uncoupling lever. And then all the hoses are, in fact, this rubber material. Looking at the fireman side, one of the things I'm noticing here, this box And you can see underneath where the bell is, there's some under the sill detail there, including the air reservoir, air tank. So there's quite a bit to look at underneath. And then something else that I'm finding pretty cool is this part where they extended the walkway, and you can see the grate here. That's where they would store stuff. And now looking at the detail on the rear of the model, all those nice fine wire hand grabs I talked about on the front, they're in the back as well. You have the SP plated over lights and another grab on this side. But this is the same thing. You have your rubber hoses there and an uncoupling lever, just a lot of neat detail in here. And of course your drop step. It comes modeled in the upright position, but that's why the parts bag has them. You can remove those and put them in the downright position if you so desire. I took the model off the track because I wanted to show you how good the fans look. There are actually separate little fan blades recessed in there behind the grills, and it's a little harder to see on the dynamic brake fans, but there are also fan blades in those. And then of course your exhaust also has a lot of depth to it. Alright, well, you know my favorite part of these product spotlights always is when I get to run the locomotive, so let's give it a run and see what it looks like and sounds like and how it runs. Okay, so I mentioned I wanted to show you the lights. One thing I want to mention first is how cool I think it is that Athearn uses LEDs now. This is what I like about LEDs. They look better to me than bulbs. They seem like they're brighter, and I know for a fact that they don't put off as much heat and that they last longer too. So having LEDs is a good thing as far as I'm concerned. And now here's the back headlight. Also LEDs, also quite bright, looks good. Something else I was reading on their website as I was learning more about this model is that this is all new tooling. So as you can see, this is a very nice model from Athearn. The scale of those details, like the wire hand grabs and that kind of thing, is really fine. Like, they look to scale. So good job, Athearn. I'm really looking forward to seeing more from Athearn in the future. So we'll catch you next time.